Now, to close out the exploration of my theme, my third and final component, the method of your travel. Now, of course, you don't have to go at all, but if you've decided to set out on a journey, I can think of about 2 different ways to go about it. You can pick one direction and go. North, north, north until there's no more north to go. Or you can go in circles. You can go here, you can go there, a little west, a little southeast, north, northwest, down the river, hopping back, coming back across. And 2 archetypal images will illustrate these 2 kinds of differences. I believe you can journey as a sage or as a rogue. First, you can choose to become a master, an artisan, someone who's specialized, recognized for their talent and expertise, someone who sought for their knowledge, their skill, their wisdom, as an expert of singular ability. In the hero's journey, the hero comes early on into meeting one of these sages, one of these hermit magicians, who has spent an entire lifetime dedicated to perfecting a skill, a craft, a lightsaber. You can be that magician, that quiet kung fu master. You can be that goddess of the earth. It'll just take your whole life. A few months ago, as winter was turning into spring, an email went out across our community asking about the state of our community garden. And one of the emails ended by suggesting, hey, maybe this year we'll build raised beds, but I don't really know why we'd want to raise beds. To which my wife replied with a lengthy email, the size of the raised bed, the necessary walkway between each, what it would do for water absorption, what it would do for the nutrients. It wasn't that I was so surprised that my wife knew so much. I was surprised that there was that much to know. Now she is the sage. She is the master of the garden, the goddess of the earth in our neighborhood. And truth be told, she was gardening when I wrote that paragraph. So that's how I got the example. Because she's a sage. Now, if there are benefits to being a sage, allow me to suggest there might also be a danger to those of you who choose the path of perfection. And admittedly, no one has ever accused me of being a perfectionist. If one accepts that perfectionism is an impossible goal to achieve, if one accepts that it is a destination that one can never reach, from the outside, such fervent dedication to any one's skill, talent, or ability seems like a path to frustration, to failure, and self-recrimination with any job deemed less than perfect. And if nothing is ever exactly perfect, I wonder whether beloved activities can turn into frustrating disappointments. The rogue, on the other hand, takes a different path. You Renaissance people, you Jackson Jills of all trades, if the sage is Obi-Wan Kenobi, the rogue is Han Solo. Adept, balanced, useful in a variety of situations, and I've seen no better example than this. I had a professor in college who advised the physics club, taught advanced chemistry, ballroom dance, led the taekwondo club, photography club, and advised a fraternity. Han Solo, with a PhD. And if perfectionism is the downside to being a sage, then perhaps the downside of seeking to be the rogue is the sheer quantity of things you will be mediocre at. There is no end to learning what you're not very good at yet. What you might benefit from knowing a little bit more about. For if you are a Jack or Jill of all trades, you are a master of none. The frustration for the rogue is that she will chip off a small piece of knowledge. She will finish Pride and Prejudice. She will speak conversational French. She will put that knowledge in her pocket, and she will look back to the rock to find she is confronted by nothing less than a mountain. A never-ending mountain. So whether you choose to move as sage or rogue, whether through rural village or through vibrant metropolis, seemingly on your own or with the help of others, I believe that with diligence and ardor, you become your best, your most authentic self. You become closer to God and closer to your neighbor, And I believe that with an ever-expanding map, you gain an ever-expanding understanding of the universe. And I think that's a pretty good life's goal. And that's the end of my lesson. And it's time for your homework. Okay. So, I tried to find a way to capture as simply as I can this notion of getting better, progressing, leveling up. And I'm not going to ask you to fill out this entire Spirit of the Century sheet. This is a character development sheet from a geek game. So name at the top. What I would like for you to do over the next 6 days before you come back here is take some time to think about your superlative skills. You'll see that on the front to the right-hand side. What are you superb at? What are you great at? The sages will be able to fill those out much more easily. I will start at the bottom. I would like for you to fill out the superlative skills. I'd like for you in the stupendous stunts area to tell me what comes next. In the next 3 months, what do you want to do that you haven't done yet? What's the next vista you're going to climb? What's the next book you'll read? What's the next class you ought to audit? And on the back, in the section marked Courageous Companion, think about who that is for you. Take some time to meditate on the person that's helped you accomplish the most. Write their name down, their qualities, and their skills. And then if the Spirit moves you, share it with them. There's your homework. God bless.